right, so we are going to continue with our organelle lesson. The other type of organelle that I want to talk about is the mitochondria. Okay, the mitochondria. It seems like a lot of students, in addition to a nucleus and students having background knowledge about that, it seems like some of you also know about the mitochondria too. Sometimes you'll refer to it as the powerhouse of the cell, and that's somewhat correct. The mitochondria is the place where the cellular energy is formed, okay? And that cellular energy is probably where the powerhouse term comes from, okay? So the mitochondria, okay, is our next organelle. What we again have to know is the structure of it, like what does it look like, and we also need to know the function, okay? So the structure of it, it's pretty much rod shaped. Over here I'm going to draw what it looks like. It kind of looks like a circus peanut, okay? And then on the inside it actually has a bunch of like swivelly marks like this. And these swivelly marks are surfaces upon which cellular energy is formed. So the energy is not created, right? If you remember from physical science, energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. So the actual thing that comes in here that gets to become cellular energy is glucose, okay? Glucose is a type of sugar, and that comes in at the cellular level through the cell membrane, and it goes directly to this structure, this mitochondria. And once it enters here, we're going to learn about cellular energy like in October. It actually reacts and helps to form cellular energy. So as far as the structure of it, we need to know that it's a rod-shaped structure and it has lots of folds on the inside. And the reason why there's lots of folds on the inside is to increase surface area. So it can actually form cellular energy faster. It's way more efficient with lots of surface area, okay? Now the function of the mitochondria is to power cells. And so what it does is it receives glucose and forms ATP. So the function of it is to form ATP, okay? And what we need to know about ATP is that this is just a fancy word for cell energy. This E with a circle around it is always going to be energy, okay? Now ATP actually stands for something, and it's a super duper long word. It's called adenosine triphosphate, okay? You don't have to know that huge word. All you have to know is the fact that ATP is like the fancier word for cell energy, and it's formed in the mitochondria, okay? It's formed in the mitochondria. I want to talk a little bit more about surface area because that's really important. So if you guys think of just a mitochondria, and let's say its inner folds is just one, okay? And let's compare that to a mitochondria that has cristae, or these inner folds, and there's like lots of surface of them. So my question to you is, which one of these, A or B, has more surface, okay, when we're looking at that line? So now what I want to do is, let's see here, we'll use this color. So this is surface here, make sure that we're on here, here and here and here, right? That's all the surface. But if you compare, let's say, just for example, we have 5 dots there of surface. Let's try to put 5 dots on here. We have it on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we can also put it on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could put it on the other side here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we have here is just one line with like 10 dots, okay? And that takes up just one part of the middle of the mitochondria. Whereas over here, we have 10 dots, you guys, here, but we have so much more surface upon which to add more dots. Does that make sense? So let's say this would end up being like, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, let's say that's 50 dots. So you can get 50 dots on this arrangement of these squigglies versus 10. Okay, so when I talk about dots, what I'm talking about is like surface upon which the glucose can transform into ATP. So here it's like way more efficient to have the squiggly design versus one single line. Okay, and we're going to notice that having lots of surface area is really important for many other organelles. Okay, they're not just a simple line upon which reactions happen. They're actually a bunch of squigglies and all these different surfaces upon which those reactions can occur. Okay, so that's it for mitochondria.